Which quest are you up for?
Now that I think about it, we've come a long way. And look, we're at the Dragon Altar. It's me, Patty!
The two things you just said have no relation to one another. I'm sorry. I'm Tia.
I was explaining where we were and how I felt. It's an info sandwich. But I gotta say, with the Dragon Altar being sacred to the Draconians, I didn't think we'd be able to get in.
Yeah, even if we're here to deal with the Draconians under Falspawn influence, it seems they trust us.
This is thanks to you, you know. You're the reason the Draconians trust us.
The only reason Arx is allowed here is because the Elder Draconians have accepted you. I think that's something worth being proud of, though it seems like the higher-ups in Arx might be a bit distrusting of the whole deal.
Well, that's one hell of a way to say thanks to the person who helped us form a bond with the Draconians. I think you're a hero. But we need to stay on our toes. All Draconians don't necessarily think the same. Or that's what that girl said. She also said there might be some Draconians who are still hostile to Arx. So, we can't be too careful.
Though I gotta say, listening to her blab on about the Draconians for almost an hour was pretty unbearable.
Oh, I finally found you! You have entirely way too much energy. Try thinking of the people trying to track you down, would you? No, wait. I didn't run all the way here just to only say that. There's somewhere you absolutely have to come with me. We'll meet up here at the Dragon Altar. I'll fill you in on the day we meet, okay? Right. Next stop is that way. How'd I end up with this job? Oh, make sure you come meet me. It's nothing bad, I promise. Ah, you made it. Okay, let's head out. It's this way. You want to know where we're going and who will be there? Oh, don't be a worrywart. You'll find out when we get there. It'll be faster for you to see it for yourself. Plus, we don't have a lot of time. We gotta hurry. Just as I thought, fall spawn everywhere. I guess they're reacting to him. That's gotta be a mess for the Draconians. They're gonna get mixed up in all of this. Or maybe that's why all those negotiations took place beforehand. They were expecting these kinds of attacks, so they wanted to make their move. I swear, what jerks. You want to know about who we're meeting? I said you'd see when we get there. I know that's not what you want to hear, though. Let's see... Well, they look like a kid. Real tiny. Their personality is jam-packed with things to annoy people. They're arrogant and self-righteous. They're cocky, even though they never really do anything themselves. All they do is give orders. Just talking about this has me in a bad mood. Anyway, let's end the little chat here and get to where we're going, shall we? Shall we rest for a bit? We aren't exactly in a rush. Plus, it'll keep the person we're meeting in suspense. Being ordered around all the time just adds to the stress, don't you think? Huh? Why do I obey their orders then, you ask? Well, I suppose you could say we share common goals. Though mostly I do it because I'm forced to. Plus, I owe it to him. To the one making the orders. And to Maria. Were it not for that, I wouldn't be doing this. Sometimes he sends me transmissions randomly, not caring that I might actually be busy. All of this is why I'm making sure your expectations are appropriately low before you meet him. This way, no matter what ridiculously haughty thing they say, you'll get how not seriously you can take it.
Which quest are you up for?
Leave it to me! Hello there.
If you would, please.
I'm thankful to join the fray.
Onward. Commencing
Here we
the
go!
mission.
completed! Emergency! Code! Attack!
Alert levels for the entire area are right.
Completed!
Stay on guard against sudden outbreaks. Emergency. Ears open.
Emergency! Code! Due!
I shall slay you!
Shao, the one we've been waiting for has arrived.
Thank you for taking the time to prepare this space for us, Camise.
No need to thank me. It is basic draconian etiquette to repay favors. Now then, until we meet again.
Yeah, just wait. I'll have some good news forthcoming. And thank you, Sarah, for all your hard work. Though I heard all of the things that you said on the way here.
I know. I spoke knowing you'd be listening.
Oh, your parents must be proud of how well behaved their little girl turned out.
I'm sure they are. After all, I had such wonderful role models.
If we keep this up, our friend here will expect even less of me.
Finish that thought, and I will mock you for the rest of my years.
What for? Don't normal people use phrases like that? You're the one who taught them to me.
That's not important. Anyway, time for you to explain. Time is of the essence, is it not?
Yeah. I swear our kinsmen are so talkative we'll never get anything done. Now then, let us start this off properly. Greetings, I am Xiao. Thank you for always looking after Xion. Well, to put it simply, I'm sort of Xion's younger brother. And I'm trying to get her released. I apologize for calling you out here. This was all I could do to meet you while avoiding Luther's notice. I wound up asking a lot of Camise and caused trouble for the Draconians, but it was worth it to finally meet you. Xion fell in love with you at first sight, you know. As you may have noticed, Arx is in a bad place right now. They're practically Luther's puppets. The only thing keeping Arx together right now is the fact that Luther doesn't understand Xion. The reason she doesn't use human speech is to keep Luther from understanding her. However, that means when she communicates, she can be hard to follow. My apologies for that. But I have to wonder if you've noticed that her words are gradually starting to bear out meaning. That is to say, she is getting close to becoming human, but that also risks Luther finding out what's going on. I fear time is not on our side. Which is why I'm taking action and putting Sarah to work. I'd like you to work for me as well, to help me restore Arx to a proper path.
It seems like it can't be true, right? That's how I feel. And while I want to say, leave me out of all of this, I know it's true. Xiao is arrogant, and it gets on my nerves. He makes a lot of insinuations, and it makes me mad. But this, it's true.
Sarah, are you aware that my mind grew this way from conversing with you? Every insult you fling my way is mirrored in yourself.
A little self-sacrifice is character building.
How wonderful of you to be so righteous. I'll make sure to sing lullabies in your head as you dream.
I can enter the core. You do that, and I'll make sure you fall into an eternal slumber, lullabies and all.
Here we go again. Off topic, and my credibility is going down the toilet.
And whose fault is that?
At the very least, we know it's not your fault. I know that it's not easy to believe what I've told you. So, let me provide you some proof. Proof that we can change the status of this situation. There. All we have to do is head to the designated point in the Navarian ruins. We can make a slight change to what happened the day that Dark Falls was revived, without anyone knowing that we did it. You met up with Sarah and Maria the day before, right? The place you met them is where we need to go. Don't worry, I'll handle the time adjustments. You just worry about doing things exactly as you did before. You'll just be changing a little history. To the outside observer, it might seem like a tiny change, but it'll have a big impact.
It's time, Xiao.
Got it, Sarah. Alright, I've said what I had to say. It's up to you now whether you believe it or not. But I believe in you.